PPE Safety. What's going on, family? What's going on? Your welding coach, Joe Brown, aka Black Phoenix, checking in. And today I got with me Mr. Hogwell. This is Mr. Hogwell, family. This is my safety man, my mannequin fam. And the purpose of me creating this mannequin, as y'all see, don't have a real head, but it's okay, it's okay. But he got the rest of the body parts here. So the main thing with this mannequin is to give a literal example, to give a realistic example of what you should do or how you should be prepared when you enter into the welding shop or if you enter into the construction field. Now, I'm a combo welder the same way as Mr. Hallwell here. He's the same way. And we are familiar with the shop and the field. So he got his PPE on ready for iron working construction. And also he's ready for some fabrication and some fitting inside of a shop. Thanks for checking in. Thanks for checking in. I appreciate the support. So the main goal today, we want to go over some of the PPE and some of the things that I think that the person should have most definitely when you're stepping into the shop. I had a student or a follower, I'm gonna say, inbox me on Instagram and just ask me, hey, what do I need to wear to make sure I'm good? I'm going on my first interview, I'm excited. And surely they know certain things to put on, but I just wanted to make a video to just go over some things or necessity things you should have, especially if you are welding and you're going to be inside or outside. Let me lock these messages in while I'm going live. What's up, family? What's going on? Thanks for checking in. So I have a checklist here. And we're going to go over this checklist, but we're also going to go over our man here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to step the camera back just a hair. So hopefully y'all can see him in entirety. Sometimes, so let me give you a tip on that. Sometimes you can have some old rods, and sometimes it can just be your amperage is too low. If you crank up your amperage, try to do it every 5 amps, go up a little bit. That might help you a little bit. But if the rods are damaged, it can be hard to strike. Like that's just what it is. So it's always good to get you some good rods, especially when you're practicing. But you want to be able to use everything because sometimes you will have some damaged rods when you're in the field. So today we're going to go over Mr. Hallwell here. And our goal is to make sure that we got our proper PPE. And now we want to go over the shop first. So for those who are coming fresh out of school and you're diving into the fabrication shop, manufacturing shop, and you're starting to do some welding and some fitting. So if it's stick welding you're doing, flux core, TIG welding, or MIG welding, all of this applies to every process of welding. The first thing you want to make sure you have when you come in, family, is some of the basic PPE. You want to make sure you're going to have some jeans on, and you want to make sure you have some boots on. I would say get the boots without the regular shoestrings, or if you get some with the shoestring laces, get the leather laces, and I think they're a lot better. But personally, I like the boots with leather all the way up because stuff falls, and it's just, I have found it just to be safer to have a full leather boot, in my personal opinion. So make sure when you got some jeans, you ain't got a lot of holes in your jeans because fire and those BBs are gonna find that hole, fam. I'm telling you, if you got one, it's gonna find it. So make sure you got some good pants, get you a good shirt. Make sure, depends on what you're doing, you can have, depends on what type of shop it is, always have a good long sleeve shirt on. This is the jacket where you have it's kind of got the RF on the inside, and then it got the leather sleeves on the outside. This is good if you're doing something like maybe overhead or horizontal or uphill where there's going to be a lot of splatter. I think a jacket like this would be great if you're just doing some regular fabrication in the shop, some TIG welding or some regular MIG welding. A regular RF jacket like this would be fine. I think you'll be fine with that. Now, it's always good to have some safety glasses. I would say I wear glasses, so my glasses got prescription in them. They're not really expensive. To get you some safety glasses with prescription, I also would recommend Walmart, because Walmart is one of the cheapest places you can go with your prescription, or just go in there and get you a prescription to get you some safety glasses. So I would recommend that, because that is an affordable place to go. You can get you some safety glasses, like I say, if they're always get you a good hard hat. Make sure you got your safety. You have your cap on, your welding cap. It's always good, like I say, to keep those BBs from hitting your head or hitting your hair. You know what I mean? You don't want to cause no problems, so it's good to have that on. Now, make sure you get your welding hood. It doesn't really matter what kind. Now, the welding hood that I do have tagged in this video, I personally own. I like to tag the things that I have bought. So all the things in there I actually own right now. So I like to not promote things unless I actually use it. So that Lincoln Viking 3350 is a good hood, fam. I like it for a certain, especially if you're in the shop. If you're in the shop, that's a great hood in the shop when it comes to grinding, doing different processes, all of that. That's a great hood. Now, if you're in the field, I wouldn't recommend using that hood. I would recommend getting a outlaw leather hood. That's what I got. I got one, and I actually got mine customized with my logo on it. You know what I mean? For those who want to purchase one of these and get you one with my logo on it, or if you want to support the channel, you can actually go to Outlaw Leather, outlawleather.com, and you can order you a custom hood of any kind, and you can put in Your Welding Coach to sponsor our channel. So I appreciate the support. But you can get, I would say, get you a good field welding hood. One thing I love about these hoods, they got all different type of styles, depends on what you like. They got the chop style, they got the leather style. But one thing about these, they pretty durable, and you're not spinning, you're not breaking the bank getting one of these. And if something happened to it and you drop it, which probably happened with the wind blowing, you're outside in the elements, you're not gonna be butt hurt if you got to replace something or got to get you a new one. They're not really expensive, but they're very good. Now, you can switch it up, get you the nice lens to have the nice lens where you can change the shades, or you can go with a standard shade. Depends on if you're doing a lot of pipe welding. If you're doing a lot of pipe welding, you might have your standard shade. If you're doing construction welding, then you most definitely like to have one of these. I'm an iron worker, millwright, and pipe welder, so I have used all of them. So I have been putting pipe out in the field. I've also been doing structural welding. So I have did anything from a single structure, all the way up to a 22 structure unit. So I have actually videos of that on the Hoggone University YouTube. So for those who want to gain some more information about my channel and how I really got started, the Hoggone University was my first channel before I created this. It's still up, but I have different random videos on that one. So the main thing I would say, just get you an affordable hood. Then you want to make sure you get you a safety harness. Now, this is the ExoFit. The same one I got tagged in there. This is actually my older one. It just expired. You know, after so many years, they expire where you can't use them, but they're still good. But they only can be in service for so many years. So I believe, I can't remember how many, maybe 5 to 7 years, 5 to 7. But this is an ExoFit. Very, very nice one. You want to get one where if anything happens, you got the safety stands on both sides where you can stand up in the harness to make sure you're getting circulation in your legs. I would recommend getting you something to have those for sure, so that way you'll save yourself if something happened on an accident. I would say get you something that's good and firm. You got to remember, this is your life. You hanging from buildings, you're doing iron working all day. If something happened, you want to make sure you be safe. So I wouldn't most definitely spend over $50, $60 to get me something that's gonna save my life. There's nothing wrong with spending $200, $300, $400 on a real good harness. A lot of companies will purchase the nice harnesses for you and have you just take a percentage of it out your check. And to me, I think that's a win-win if you're able to do that, if you can't afford buying you a whole one by yourself. I think that's a good thing. The other thing I would say, when you are a good welder, you want to make sure you have some gloves, fam. Make sure you keep some good gloves. When you're doing stick welding and flux core welding, I would say get some thicker gloves with some heavier padding. if you can get you, if you're doing a lot of like flux core, I would get something with a heat pad in it. They got stuff that got heat pads built in them, and the heat pad shield on the side if you're doing a lot of flux core, because flux core gets real hot. A lot of times, what we do here in Lexicon, they do a lot of flux core, and it's a lot of, it goes anywhere from an inch probably all the way up to a 6-inch piece of metal, and you have to preheat this when you do this. So a lot of this metal is real hot when you're welding on it, getting on it, so you want to make sure you got some good pair of gloves. The next thing I would say to make sure you have, if you got a good harness, these are old landers right here. They really don't have these. They have the extractables ones now. I really don't like those too much, but that's what they require in the field now. They kind of switch it over in the ironworking field. So when you're getting out here and doing these ironworking jobs, just make sure you know what the OSHA regulations is. So like I say, I'm an iron worker and a millwright, so I had to get MSHA safety as well, which is a little different. Actually, they go over more safety things when it comes to having respirators and things like that. So it depends on what type of welding you're doing, what environment you are in. I would recommend having a respirator. They have some regular welding respirators you can use in the regular shop if you don't want to breathe on them fumes in. And if you're in an open shop, you pretty much would be okay if there's not a lot of fumes going on. But I would recommend getting you one if you want to, save yourself. There's nothing wrong with that. They got a lot of different respirators you can buy. You can check out some of the local welding supply stores and you can find some. We actually here in Little Rock, we have a welding supply store called Wellscope. So you can stop by it off of Roosevelt in Little Rock, and they got a lot of different things you can buy when it comes to welding equipment, welding gases, welding hoods, welders. So there's a lot of things that you can get there. So I would recommend, if you are in the area of Little Rock, to stop by and shop with Wellscope. Like I said, I actually stop by there and I shop, I buy things. So I always like to say, I recommend places that I will actually spend my money at, that I actually network with. So I will always say that. So just make sure you get some proper welding PPE. So over this checklist, like I say, I just randomly went over everything, but you want to make sure you pretty much look like Mr. Hallwell here. You want to make sure that you got everything you need, so that way when you go home, you can come back the same way you left, fam. I think that's very important. I'm 44 years old, family, and I got introduced to welding at 17 years old. And I started on paper, I got certified at 23 years old. And I've been doing it ever since. So I have over 20 years experience on paper. And family, I'm blessed to say I have all my fingers, I have all my limbs. My eyes isn't getting bad other than age. Like, I got some new glasses now. I got the little imaginary deal at the bottom. You can't see it. I don't know what to think about it just now. I think I'm just getting older, family. But other than that, I don't have any issues. So I think that as long as you wear the proper PPE, family, you will be safe, you'll be okay. Some people, they worry about the welding experience as far as, will it damage them? Will they get hurt? Honestly, as long as you wear the proper things, you'll be fine. But if you don't wear the proper things, you can actually cause yourself some damage. So I can stand here to say that I've been doing it for over 20 years. And I'm still healthy. Now, I have got a spark and a burn here and there, but nothing that caused me to go to the hospital. I can be honest with you. I've never been to the hospital. I only had, I take that back. I had one incident where the tip of my finger got hit. And but it wasn't nothing serious. But that's about the only thing that ever happened. So I would say always wear, and I had my gloves on at that. So it would have been bad if I didn't have my gloves on. I had my gloves on. So it's always good to wear your proper PPE. I think when you step into the field nowadays, a lot of people, I have seen people wear sweatpants and different flammable materials into a welding shop, and I wouldn't recommend that. Don't wear anything flammable into a welding shop, like slacks, those jogging suits and those, those lounging suits. I don't wear anything like that. Anything that could burn your feet, it's going to be sparks and flames. I wouldn't recommend wearing tennis shoes. If you got some tennis shoes and you don't have anything, find you some leather tennis shoes, something that the flames, the little sparks can bounce off of, and that'll be fine until you're able to get you some boots, fam. You know what I mean? Just start where you can start. Just get started and be safe. Let me make sure I check out some of these messages, fam. Salute, salute. You started welding at 13. That's what's up, fam. I would recommend, if I had to pick one shade, I would at least get a 10. Or 10 or 11, fam. If I had to just get one, I'd say a 10. Yeah, the one I have in here actually goes to a 13. So the one I have here goes to a 13. Yes, I actually got a respirator. I got everything that I named. You know what I mean? So all of those things are very important when you dive into the field. Like the person said, if you're using one shade, you know, I would recommend either a 10 or 11. I think a 10 is a standard. So you can pretty much do stick and flux core with a 10. You can do some TIG, and it all depends on how bright, how frequency that is, or what you're working on. So I would say normally on TIG welding, I like to recommend at least a 12 to 13. So it depends on what you're doing. So just make sure you're safe, fam. Make sure you're safe. Like I say, this is my safety man. I'm always having with me. Hopefully in my upcoming classroom, you will see him there. So, because I always like to give realistic examples, like to show people what they wear, you know, how to stay safe. And that way, when they're leaving and coming, they're going to come as they leave. And that's the most important thing, making sure y'all get to y'all families back safe after a hard day's work. If you are in welding school or if you are on the job or whatever, you always want to be safe, fam. So today I just want to give y'all a live update, and also just let everybody know that coming next week I will be at Lexicon. So shout out to Lexicon. Talk to them. I got a lot of great things coming. That's going to be a great program that they are building at Lexicon, and I'm excited to be a part of it, family. I'm excited to be a part of it, and I will be there as the welding instructor there, and I will be helping people get jobs, build some relationships, some partnerships, you know, help people get established, really fine-tune the program to make a person have a great experience out of it, because we want to be able to teach individuals how to be sufficient when it comes to welding, fitting, and fabrication. So we would really want to fine-tune that. See what you said here, fam. Salute, salute. Okay, I see. Hey, man, it's always good to start early, family. You know, it's always good to start early. So for those who are in high school, or you know someone in high school, encourage them to sign up. We support that as well. So we also support people coming out of high school, support people coming out of prison, support people changing their lives and saying, hey, I want to do something different. Opportunities are here. Opportunities are here. So I just want y'all to check out Lexicon in Little Rock, Arkansas. It's going to be a great welding program coming soon. Our goal is to probably have it off the ground good in about 3 to 4 months. So we really going to be hitting these next 90 days starting next week. We got a lot of work to do. So I will be keeping y'all posted, because I really want to create opportunities, and I really want to lead by example. So that's the best way to do it, is lead by example. So I appreciate everybody for checking in with me today. Y'all be blessed, be safe, continue to prosper. I'm out. Hold on.